The Jammu and Kashmir High Court's 17th November 2023 judgment cleared the way for journalist Fahad Shah's release, finding insufficient grounds for charges beyond Section 13 of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act (UAPA) and the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act (FCRA). The court cautioned against misusing UAPA, emphasizing the need for circumspection in its enforcement. It rejected the government's argument that publishing an article could be an act of terror. The judgment questioned the automatic denial of bail under UAPA, asserting that such provisions were meant for clear and present dangers, not cases like Shah's. It underscores the importance of holding the state accountable for arbitrary deprivations of liberty.
Two recent judgments by Justice Senthil Kumar Ramamurthy of the Madras High Court provide clarity on exclusions to patentability in pharmaceutical patents. The first case, Novozymes versus Assistant Controller of Patents, addresses Section 3, each stating that known aggregates are not excluded from protection. The court emphasizes evidence to prove synergy. The second case, Hong Kong and Shanghai University versus Assistant Controller of Patents, interprets Section 3(I), excluding inventions related to human or animal treatment. The court proposes a test for diagnostic tests, offering clarity in patent eligibility. The judgments highlight the need for bright-line rules for consistent patent decisions and encourage legislative consideration for in vitro processes.
The Supreme Court, while upholding the abrogation of Jammu and Kashmir's special status under Article 370, directed the Election Commission of India to conduct Legislative Assembly elections in the region by 30th September 2024. While the deadline for elections is welcomed, the judgment didn't urge the government to restore statehood, a promise made but not fulfilled. The restoration of statehood is considered crucial for federal autonomy, allowing the elected government to better address local concerns. Jammu and Kashmir, historically conflicted, requires political processes for normalcy, and the judgment could have pressed for both elections and statehood restoration.
The US FDA has granted approval for two gene therapies, Casgevy and Lyfgenia, to treat sickle cell disease in patients over 12. Casgevy, also awaiting approval for treating beta thalassemia, utilizes the CRISPR-Cas9 tool to disable the BCL11 gene, enabling the production of fetal hemoglobin. Lyfgenia employs a disabled lentivirus to introduce a new gene for hemoglobin. Clinical trials show promising results, with Casgevy relieving sickle cell disease symptoms and reducing transfusion needs in beta thalassemia patients. Both therapies utilize patients' own blood cells, potentially treating a large number, but concerns about cost, accessibility, and long-term safety monitoring persist.
The India Alliance, formed by opposition parties, is facing challenges as ideological differences and seat-sharing disputes come to light. Despite initially showing promise, the alliance has been inactive, with crucial matters like seat-sharing and a joint manifesto unresolved. Disputes between leaders, like the one between Akhilesh Yadav and Kamal Nath, and ideological clashes, such as the Sanatana Dharma episode, have strained the alliance. With general elections approaching, the India Alliance must address these issues promptly to avoid criticism of opportunism. The article suggests a twofold strategy: reaching consensus on seat-sharing and downplaying ideological differences while focusing on anti-incumbent sentiments and economic issues in the campaign.
Torrential rains triggered by Cyclone Michaung in Chennai and neighboring districts highlighted the limits of urban planning, causing severe flooding in southern and northern areas. Differences in relief work, service restoration, and essential supplies led to public anger. Unlike the 2015 floods, this time, there was no dramatic event other than the cyclone itself. Critics emphasize the need for sustained government preparation and a lasting solution to flooding, suggesting measures such as proper maintenance of water bodies, halting reckless layout approvals, and considering alternative capitals. The DMK government claims improvement, citing ongoing stormwater drain projects, while the opposition questions efficacy and demands a white paper.
The National Crime Records Bureau, NCRB, annual report reveals a significant increase in reported cybercrime cases in India in 2022. Telangana, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, and Maharashtra reported the highest number of cases, with Telangana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Goa having the highest cybercrime rates per lakh population. Cheating by impersonation using computer resources was the most reported cybercrime, and online impersonation, the toughest to investigate, had the lowest conviction rate. In 2022, the reported cybercrime cases jumped to 65,893 from 52,974 in 2021, posing challenges for investigation and conviction. Telangana stood out with 40 cybercrimes per lakh population.
A recent study reveals a stable corridor for large-scale extreme rainfall events in India, despite ongoing changes in the monsoon dynamics due to global warming. The corridor, stretching from West Bengal and Odisha to Gujarat and Rajasthan, has remained unchanged from 1901 to 2019. This finding implies potential improvements in forecasting extreme rainfall events, allowing a focus on synchronization dynamics rather than increased model resolution. The stability of this corridor offers opportunities for risk reduction in various sectors affected by extreme rainfall, and India's modeling capacity and computational resources position it well for further exploration.
Javier Milei, a far-right libertarian, has been sworn in as the president of Argentina following his victory in the elections on 19 November. Known for his radical economic policies, Milei aims to flatten the political system, proposing to dollarize the economy, implement spending cuts, and lift trade and currency controls. His victory marks a departure from Peronism, the first time since 2015 that a Peronist government failed to win. With a focus on limited government and privatization, Milei's presidency reflects a rise of the right and discontent with traditional parties' handling of economic challenges.
Anarcho-capitalism, a political philosophy gaining attention through Argentine President Javier Milei, advocates for the abolition of the state, with private companies providing law and order in a free market. Originating from American economist Murray Rothbard, it challenges the idea that only the state can offer policing and legal services. Anarcho-capitalists argue that private firms, driven by competition and customer satisfaction, could provide efficient, accountable, and competitive law enforcement. Critics, however, raise concerns about potential conflicts between private security providers and favoritism toward the rich, highlighting practical challenges in implementing anarcho-capitalist ideologies.
Turbulence, often perceived as chaotic and random fluid motion, hides intricate patterns and organization governed by the laws of mechanics. Exploring its complexity, scientists study vortices and patterns within turbulent flows, acknowledging its deterministic nature influenced by inertia and viscous friction. Described by the Navier-Stokes equations, turbulence remains challenging due to nonlinearity and sensitivity to initial conditions, leading to chaos. Despite these challenges, scientists find glimmers of hope in understanding short-term predictions and identifying order within turbulence, emphasizing its multidisciplinary appeal and its existence as a profound mystery in nature.